For us, it's very clear that risk and control go hand in hand. And it's not kind of a concept we created, it's a concept of capitalism, that the people that are taking the risk typically get the control. So if you want the control of something, or if you want the influence deeply, or the leadership of something, I think you have to be willing to take on that risk. Look, it would not be right nor fair to ask someone to give you all of the influence and control, but for them to take the risk. And so for us, they go hand in hand. Now, what has that meant for us? It's meant, as architects, we've had to be more comfortable reinvesting earnings back into the firm, retaining earnings so that we strengthen a balance sheet, which means we leave personal income on the table to actually underpin the working capital of the firm. And it's not been as frustrating a process, because the return you get on that risk is pretty good. And so when we think about getting more value and having more influence as architects, it certainly is related to the willingness to take on more risk. Well, I think sometimes that, they say confidence and clarity go hand in hand, right? So that clarity creates confidence. If you're clear about what you want to do with your career, or you're clear with what you want to do with your company, it ought to give you the confidence. And so I think risk is also personal. It's a very personal decision. Do I take this job? Do I move my family? Do I take a step back to make 5 steps forward? Well, I think in our firm, we try to be very clear about where the company is going, so that people can align themselves and their personal wishes with the wishes of the company, because those two have to work together. But then individuals have to be willing to take on some personal risk. Again, you can't want the reward without taking a little bit of risk. So the clarity of knowing where you want to go with your career, i.e. the willingness to sit down and create a 5-year plan or a 10-year plan, or et cetera, and then to act on it. I've always thought, if I'm going to bet on anyone, why not bet on me? And so the willingness to take some personal risk for me has not always been comfortable, but it's always been acceptable.